first thing that I normally do is I go to open up Google, and I would type in free word tracker. So that brings you to the freekeywords.wordtracker.com page, which is a free keyword tool that WordTracker provides. Keep in mind that it's only going to generate up to 100 related keywords. For the paid version of WordTracker, it does a lot more. So I'm going to open up ezine-articles.com, WordTracker, as well as google.com. And I'm going to show you the reason why we're going to use this stuff. Now, what I want you to first think of is what business you want to promote. And don't think in general, think specifics. What is a specific niche that your business surrounds? And then go to Ezine Articles and then find the category. For example, let's say that I have a blog post that is about anger management, how to manage your anger. So most likely that's going to be under self-improvement, under the niche of anger management. So if I go there, I'm going to see the top anger management articles here. So that's going to kind of give me a good idea of keywords that would be good to rank on. And most likely you got to think about the audience that is reading your material. And most likely people that are reading anger management articles are interested in controlling their anger, controlling their temper. You know, maybe they get angry fast and they're ruining their reputation because, you know, nobody wants to hang around them because they're always angry, they're always negative, and people want to change for the better. So what I normally do is just pick off, okay, I'm going to make an article similar to this. Anger management classes would be too general. And then I would go over and pick out some of these things just to get an idea, like tips for finding effective anger management training, or tips for finding ways to control your anger. Now then, I would go to WordTracker after I've gotten a good idea. I would type in a general keyword just so I can get specific keywords that WordTracker would produce. And as you can see, it has produced many keywords: anger management techniques, anger management seminars, anger management worksheets. So let's say, for example, that my business is about anger management, but I want to promote that specific business. So how do I do that? Remember that the keyword phrases that you choose, you're going to want to write articles that surround them. Now, it can be articles, but you can also dive into videos, webinars, things like that. And you can funnel people to your webinars. Webinars are great places to sell products, especially when you have gained their trust. You've taught them a lot about your subject matter, and then you can move on to that way. So we got anger management classes, anger management tests, games, tips, activity for groups, Christian online anger management courses, training, things like that. Now, as you can see to the right, the more searches it gets, most likely the harder it is to rank on. But that doesn't mean that it's going to be very hard. So let's say anger management. So once I pick a keyword phrase, what you can do is go to Google and type that keyword phrase in. You're getting 327,000 results. You got lots of pay-per-click. So it is a competitive market, but remember, we're not ranking on the pay-per-click AdWords. We're trying to rank here. And if there's only 327,000, that's not a lot. What if we put webinars? And we funnel people to articles, but then we funnel those people from the articles to webinars. there's only 22,000 results. So what if I go here? What if I go here and type in anger management webinars or webinar? Now, word tracker may not have the keywords that I'm looking for, so I could always go to keywordspy.com and look for keywords there as well. So I could go to keywordspy.com, paste it, and click on enter, and it will give me some results. All right, so since I didn't get much results, I can see that I have if I put in anger management training, you're going to get other stuff like anger management classes, courses, certifications, things like that, programs and training. People like that. So what I would probably recommend you do is find the keywords that surround like training or classes or courses, then give those for free away in a webinar, and then later sell somebody, your product that's on anger management. Because what you're doing is you're pre-selling your prospects, you're gaining them their trust. Therefore, once they trust you, they have gotten something that they would normally pay for free. Not only have you gained their trust, but when you sell them a product, most likely they're going to be open to doing that because you've already developed that relationship with them. So as we can see here, anger management classes gets 33,000 searches per month, as you can see. And for the AdWords, it's about $1.72. So what I want to do is go to Google, type that keyword in, and just see what kind of competition we're dealing with. So yeah, it's about 9 million, which is a lot more competition. So you probably want to find a longer keyword phrase, maybe anger management. We've got anger management course, and there's a lot of competition, but that does not mean that you cannot rank on that keyword. In fact, when I type in that keyword in quotation marks, it only gives me 33,900. Especially if you name your domain name and your title, as you can see here, not many of these have the titles, but if you name an anger management course, and if we go to like namecheap.com just to check that out, anger management course, if it is available, I would highly recommend you get it, just because, okay, it is taken, but they still have others like info and .net and things like that. If it's not a trademark name, then I would probably take it, but don't take my word for it for legal. Just a legal disclaimer there. So as you can see here are some free keyword tools that you can use. Start with Easing Articles just to get an idea, and you can even copy this over Easing Articles, see what kind of articles are on anger management training. So as we can see, 18,500. We can get a little more specific. For example, 3 secret anger management techniques. If I go to Google and I type in that keyword phrase, as you can see, Easing Articles displays that. If I type it here, there's 616,000 search results. But as you can see here, I get this as well. And this page or this article is ranked number 1 out of the top 10. So just to let you know, Easing Articles, Google loves Easing Articles. So maybe you could say 10 secret anger management techniques plus a free webinar. So maybe in that article you after you teach them the 10 secret anger management techniques, then at the bottom you can say, if you enjoyed this, here's a free access to a webinar that you can attend, and basically just replay that webinar over and over, and at the end of the webinar you sell your product. So as you can see here, we're laying the groundwork down and we're doing our keyword research. So once you've figured out the keywords that you want to use, we can actually move on to the third video, which is tweeting that keyword phrase, and then tweeting, of course, your landing page, your blog, or whatever. So let's move on to that particular video. But I just wanted to make sure that you understand that before you move on, you need to take a general keyword and make it specific. Do your keyword research to make sure that you are indeed getting a good search volume, because if nobody's searching for that keyword, then you're really wasting your time. So with that said, let's move on. Sign up for a Twitter account if you haven't already done so. So you want to go to twitter.com, click on this yellow sign up now button, and you want to fill out your full name, your username, your password, your email. And as you can see here, it's very, very easy to set up your Twitter account. Once you've done that, then you can log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log into my Twitter account just so that you can see how to actually make a Twitter tweet. Now, before you actually make a tweet, you want to, of course, fill out your profile. So you click on profile, enter the details of you, and then start building your follower list. Generally with Twitter following, if you add other people, they will generally add you to their list. That's why there's a lot of balance, as you can see. There's 1,116 following. That means who I'm following, and then I have 1,117 followers, which means that many people following me. Now with Twitter, as you can see here, you really don't have a lot of characters to write. You can't really make complete sentences per se. These are really more so like thoughts that people are writing thoughts. But as you can see, majority of these have a sentence, question, and a few keywords, and then a URL. So there isn't really room for you to really add the full URL of your website, your landing page, your blog, or whatever. In fact, you're going to have to shorten that URL into something shorter. But I'll show you that in just a minute. Now remember that I am tweeting about anger management, and my goal is to get people to my blog or to that article where I do talk about anger management, how to control your temper, things like that, right? So what I'm going to do here is open a notepad, and remember that my keyword was anger management. Anger management classes, anger management training. Because most likely if somebody's searching for training, they're most likely looking to buy training if they believe that their condition is extremely bad. So what I'm doing is I'm targeting these people because with my intent to get them to my blog, pre-sell them, build that relationship, and then get them into my webinar, which they get more content, which they would normally pay for. They get the content, then I sell them the product. So as you can see here, we've got 2 keyword phrases. So I would say in general, try to get 3 or 4 keyword phrases, because you want to use those keyword phrases in the article that you're going to write, in the blog that you're going to post, for easy articles and things like that. Because the more you're closely related your keyword phrases are in the articles that you write, you're going to get a better ranking because of that. So as you can see here, I've got anger management training, anger management seminars, control your temper. Remember earlier, this guy had 3 secret anger management techniques. I could even give more. I could say 10 secret anger management techniques. And then I could write the article on that. Before you actually make a tweet, you do want to make sure that you have some followers. So what I would suggest is that you go to twitter.com, you do search for, anger management, the keyword, and for those people that are talking about, anger management, then you add those people. But at the same time, really what we're doing here is we're using Twitter because Twitter has such a high page rank. By making a tweet with a link in that tweet, now if you can fit your whole URL in that tweet, then the better, because you're going to get indexed into Google, and using all these other techniques that I'm going to show you next, we're going to bump your rank up a little higher. So as you can see here, 10 secret anger management techniques. That's going to be my tweet. And then I'm going to put something like anger management training.com. If I can fit everything in there. If I can't, then I'm going to have to shorten it. So if I copy that and I go up here and I put this here, paste it, and it tells you how many characters you have left. It happens that I have 62 characters left. So I could say something like free article on : 10 secret anger management techniques at this link here. All right. Now, for those of you that have to shorten your URL because you don't have enough characters, here's what you can do. You can copy that URL, go to a site like tinyurl.com. It's tinyurl.com. Go to this. It's a free service. All you have to do is enter that URL in there, click on Make Tiny URL, and basically it's going to make it, shorten it up and cloak it. So if I copy that here, that's going to bring me to that site. I'm going to need at least 2 articles written surrounding those keywords that we found in the keyword research. For example, I am going to write an article on 10 secret anger management techniques, or 5 to be exact. So I could do 5, I could do 6, I could do 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you're thinking, man, I don't know how to write an article, then let me show you a quick and easy way to do that. Basically, when you're writing an article, you're just doing step by step by step. So you could do like five things, or you could do 5 things on this, 5 top things on this, 5 top reasons why you should blah blah blah, how to do this. Anytime you do a how-to article, you're going to have like a step-by-step process. For example, when I created this video series, the reason why I have 6 videos is because I have a step-by-step process, right? So what you could do is say step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5. And then just sit there for 5 minutes and just type out the steps. That's all you have to do. Type out the steps, and then you can elaborate on that later on. Or if it's 5 things, you could say the top 5 things, or the top 5 signs that you have anger issues. Let's take, for example, this article that talks about the 3 secret anger management techniques. You'll notice that it has step 1, next step, and the next step. So we've got 3 steps. The same concept. So you can see how easy it is. I could say 5 things that are clear signs that you have anger issues. You're not confident, you're insecure, you're constantly saying, why is that person, doing this and that? You're constantly being negative, things like that. So after you have created those steps, then you can elaborate on those steps. And these articles do not have to be long at all. As long as you're systematic, you're step by step by step, you list it in order so that people can understand it. You can have 5 things. Create 2 to 3 sentences each. Think about that. That's only going to be 15 to 20 minutes per article. Create an article that's less than 300, 400 characters or less. As long as the quality is good, that is what matters. So as you can see here, this article, they've got the article, and then they link at the end, they have anchor text links. These anchor text are basically the wording of your links. Make sure that your anchor text is the same as the keywords that you're trying to rank on, the same keywords that you put into Twitter. Make sure those anchor texts or links that are linking to other sites are the same as you can see here. So make sure that this links to your blog, to your website, or whatever. And like I said, if you do not know how to write an article, go to Ezine Articles and check it out. Check out how they write their articles. You will see the same technique is being used. Some people go the long route and they write and they write and they write. But for the majority of people, when they're reading your content, they want it to be simple and straightforward because they don't want to read all that, fluff or added on material. Maybe the added on material is good content, but it'll scare people away if you write too much. So just follow these same step-by-step guidelines to create your articles and make sure that you follow these steps, but at the same time you have anchor text or you have links within your article. Okay, you got links within your article, and then the link wording is the same as the keywords and the keyword phrases that you have chosen. So those are the 2 things to keep in mind in addition to what you have learned here. So what I want you to do is create 2 to 3 articles. Take one of the articles and submit it to Ezine Articles. Then I want you to go to squidoo.com. Squidoo is great because it really can help your search engine rank. To build a Squidoo page, all you have to do is click Start Building. If you have an account, great. If you don't have an account, then just click that. Click Get Started. It won't actually ask you to create your account until you actually fill out all the details. So step 1, you need to figure out what your lens is all about. When you type in what your lens is all about, make sure that you use the same keyword phrase in this lens. So, for example, in this case, anger, I had the 10 secret anger management techniques. So I copy that, paste that over here. Click on continue. Step 2, it says, what's your goal for this page? You can, basically Squidoo allows you to earn money, but it doesn't allow you to earn that much. It begins to add a lot of affiliate ads and things to your page. So in this case, I'm just going to get the word out about my 10 secret anger management techniques. Then I'm going to click continue, enter my title, which I've already done, choose your URL, choose your topic, which in this case, I would say anger management. one thing to keep in mind here is that with your lens title, it will be that, right? Your lens URL needs to be the same as your keyword phrase. So if I'm going to use this as my keyword phrase, I want to put dashes between them, because this is going to help your Google rank as well, because Google is going to see the URL and they're going to see that. So I click on continue, move to step 4. All right, so step 4 is kind of important. Well, it is important as well. You got to tag your page so that people can find it. Keywords are the same as tags in Squidoo. And as you can see, they're important for helping people find your lens. If you don't know what a lens is, Squidoo is it's basically a page. With Squidoo, you kind of can do a little more besides Easing Articles. Easing Articles is good because it's articles. Squidoo is good because you can add video, you can add images, and you can be a lot more interesting because of videos and things like that. So for tags, you want to use this best keyword here. Then you want to add 3 more good keywords. So in this case, I might add, say, anger management training, anger management webinars, anger management courses. And then once I'm done with that, I can click build my lens. Step 5 is, where do you want to send your royalties? Basically, your Squidoo page can make money. It's not going to make a lot of money, but it's going to make some money. You can either keep it for yourself or you can donate it to a specific charity fund. If you want a combo, you can also put a percentage as well. In this case, I'm just going to donate it to a specific charity. You can choose that charity. Click on continue, and then you can set up your account. Enter your email address, your PayPal email address, so that they can pay you, your username, first name, last name, and all that and the rest. Now, that's why I said to write 2 articles. You have the option of writing, another article or making another video or things like that. Hub Pages is very similar to Squidoo.com, and I'm not going to dive into Hub Pages, but I just want to say that's an avenue that you might want to take. Now, in addition to Hub Pages and Squidoo.com, make sure that you have links within your article, and make sure that the link wording, points, or the text is the same as a keyword phrase. And make sure that the link itself links back to your website. And what you're seeing is a pattern. You're getting lots of backlinks, or just a few backlinks to your site. But here's the thing. Because Google values these sites, you're getting high quality backlinks. So with that said, we can move on to video 5, where I'll talk about how to get your ranking bumped up. Because remember, Easing Articles, Squidoo.com, Hub Pages, and any other site similar to that will help you with your ranking. But you can bump it up further by using the method we're going to talk about in the next video. So if you didn't quite understand what I was talking about earlier about social bookmarking, I would suggest that you go on a social bookmarking site and just read a little bit about that. But basically, I'm going to show you some social bookmarking sites that you should submit your site to. Okay, so basically, now that you have written articles, you submit it to Easing Articles, you submit them to Squidoo Pages and other sites like that. You just want to keep in mind where you have submit your articles. For this last portion of marketing, or using social bookmarking sites, what you want to do is you want to social bookmark your articles. So you want to submit wherever you submit it to, Easing Articles, Squidoo. If you submit it to 5 places, you want to submit a social bookmarking to social bookmarking sites for every one of those 5 articles, wherever you submit them to. Now, just to show you some of the top social bookmarking sites, delicious.com, if you just go to this.com, this is one of the top sites out there. You submit it to here. As you can see here, people have submit websites, articles, and things like that to the site. Submit it to delicious.com, digg.com, that's digg.com, stumbleupon.com, which is another social bookmarking site, reddit.com, technorati.com, and of course, if you go to Google, you can find a list of top social bookmarking sites. But these are pretty much the top ones. You really don't have to submit your site to hundreds and hundreds of social bookmarking sites. While yes, it does help to have lots of backlinks to your site, really just, if you submit them to just these sites alone, these 5 sites alone, it's pretty much a guarantee for you to get indexed into Google and get your ranking bumped up just because of these 5 sites. So if you had 2 articles, submit them all to these social bookmarking sites. Now, while it may seem kind of time consuming, it really isn't. Once you have your accounts set up with these social bookmarking sites, then the next time around, and the next time around that you do it, it's actually going to be a lot easier. And if you don't have time, you really don't have half an hour to an hour to do this, you can always find somebody and hire them for $5-10 an hour to do this kind of stuff. So that's just something to keep in mind. In fact, whenever in the past, I wanted a new website to get indexed into Google within 24 hours, I would use this same technique. I would get my virtual assistant basically to submit the URL to social bookmarking sites. And if you repeat this process over and over again, you pretty much can find somebody and give them this video product or video series. Give your virtual assistant, of course, you need to have the rights, but if you have the rights, give it to your virtual assistant, have them look over the training, have them get trained, and then have them follow the system, this little system, step by step, every time with a different keyword phrase, and you've got yourself a powerful Twitter marketing system.